for this is right. Honor your father and mother, this is the first commandment, with the promise that it may go well with you, and that you might live long in the land. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Bondservants, obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, with a sincere heart as you would Christ, not by the way of eye service as people pleasers, but as bondservants of Christ, doing the will.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Thursday. Brad here with the Big Family Homestead. Oh, that says WM. The reason why that says WM is because it's a ministry thing that I do, Bible devotion, separate channel. WYSIWYG, What You See Is What You Get Ministries channel. But that's shameless plug. There you go. Here's the thing. I am going to get to a theory that I think works. I promise you, but you gotta do the setup first, or else it doesn't make sense, right? So if you're impatient like me, scroll to like a minute in, and then you'll be happy, and we'll all be happy, and you don't have to write nasty comments like, hey, hurry up and get to the point. Okay, well, here's the scoop, guys. A lot of weirdness has been going on in the YouTube world. We have had serious, crazy stuff going on. Videos that have been demonetized that should not be. I mean, no issue for them to be demonetized. We've had literally in the 20s of videos demonetized out of the blue. We've had things that are completely shadow banned. Now, what do you mean by that, Brad? I mean that you put a video up and none of your subscribers, even the people ding the bell and done all the stuff, they can't find it unless they go specifically to look for it. No notifications, none of that yada, yada, yippee, skippy. Now, on top of that, you say, Brad, well, that's okay. You know, people shift, ads shift. Well, there's a few things more to that. And this is actually going to affect you guys, by the way, the viewer. If you're just a viewer, you're going, this makes no sense. Why am I? Trust me when I say it's going to affect you. And here's why. Well, we're going to get to that. But I need to also tell you, even this morning, my wife made a bread video. Here's how you make gourmet bread cheap. Just cheap, cheap, cheap. I posted the video a few days ago when it was edited, and even though it was private, nobody's supposed to see it except me because I didn't share it with anybody, right? Even though it was private, 25 people got to watch it, and there were comments and likes, but only 25. Now, when we release a video, usually we get 10,000 views, 15,000 views on something like that, normally. But lately it's been, if you're lucky, you get 1,400 views. Now you say, Brad, well, people's tastes change. They move on. Hold your horses. Or in the case of, since this is live, I'm looking at Heather, Happy Meat Fun Rios, Becky, Danny Thrive, but down there, Twisted Ponies. So hold your horses. Twisted Ponies, hold your horses. I have been in communication with other channels who are bigger than our channels, who've reached out to us. Channels that I'm not going to name because honestly, I don't know if they want their names being said with all this kind of stuff. But at least 4 different channels have reached out to us, all of which have at least double our subscribers, double our viewers, way more ad revenue. And this is not about the ad revenue. You're going to see why. But they're all saying the same things. They're saying, why are my channels dying? We used to get, not us, but we used to get like 50,000 views on a video in the first few days. And now I'm barely scraping 3 or 4. It's like a third or less than, or, less. And so they're saying, hey, by the way, it's not just views. Our subscriber count is tanking. Same thing with ours. Guys, and I'm not saying this to boast or anything like that. I'm just saying as a means of number. We used to get like 5,000 to 7,000 new subscribers every month. Some months it'd be 10,000 subscribers. And thank you. Now it's less than 1,000, and that's only 6 months ago. So why is this going on? What's going on? All these channels are having the same issues. Everybody's been talking about, is it a conservative issue? Are they purging the conservatives? Are they getting rid of everybody? Okay, since this is a live chat, what do you guys think? I'm going to postulate my opinion because this is just that. It's me looking at the data, talking to other channels looking at the data, because YouTube's not telling us. They're not telling us anything, are they? They're like, hey, good luck. But here's what I see happening because it's a pattern. And it's not just a pattern for YouTube channels. It's a pattern that has happened with big box stores. And it's a pattern that's happening with, come on, sing it with me, ESG. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Let's get rid of all the businesses we don't like. Then we'll weed through and we'll funnel it down. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Heather is saying, I have to check for your videos. I rarely get notifications. This is what's going on. By the way, please hit the like, make a comment, at least make it to where it's obvious what they're doing. And here's my theory, guys. I think that this is the big box store methodology. Not because, Maria's saying because they can. This is how conservatives, okay. Now, I would normally say, okay, they're pushing through and getting rid of conservative values. That's what I'd normally say, except I've talked to 2 channels that have nothing to do with anything conservative, political, nothing biblical, nothing. I'm saying shopping and Dollar Tree videos and let's save, space in our pantry videos. I'm talking channels like that where you would think that the commercial world would be like, oh, we love this. Let's do it. Well, here's my thought. And I was talking to another channel this morning, and that's when I had light bulb ding. This is the big box store method. Think about how big box stores, who will not be named, even though they might have been in the thumbnail, how do they do what they do? They roll into a small town, right? They'll roll into town, they'll park their big box store, and they'll make everything super cheap, just super cheap. So everybody floods in, and what do? They get rid of the mom and pop stores. All of a sudden, the mom and pop stores cannot compete. Oh, and don't forget that when the viruses that won't be named happened, which stores were allowed to stay open? Why would some stores be a danger to people medically? Oh, if you go to that little store, it's terrible. You can't do that. But if you go to this big box store, fine. They stay open. Hey, Lisa, I see you in the chat. So why is that? Why is that? Unless they've got really deep pockets and they're really able to, persuade politicians to say, okay, we know what's going on, but you got to let us stay open. So here's the thought. You got these big box stores. They roll into town. They get rid of all the mom and pops, at least most of them. And then the other ones, it's really hard to stay open. Well, then look at the shelves in those stores. When I used to go into our big box stores, you would go into, say, a spaghetti aisle, and you would see 30 different kinds of spaghetti sauces, right? Maybe more. Oh, wow, look at that. There's the DiGiorno, there's the this. Look at all these different choices. And they were at a certain price point, right? Okay. And they were cheap. That's how they were weeding everybody through. Then, all of a sudden, now that all those businesses are gone, for the most part, they start to whittle it down, whittle it down, whittle it down. Now I don't have 30 choices. I have 20 choices. And the prices have gone up just a little bit, but not a big deal. Not a big deal, right? And then over time, the choices whittle down, whittle down, whittle down. And eventually, you're paying just as much as you were before the big box store rolled in, and sometimes more. But now, instead of 30 choices, you have 10. Well, why would they do that? Marie in the chat says control. Okay. No, Dimbula. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to read that comment, but that's funny. It's funny because it's ridiculous, and I know you mean it's ridiculous. Here's why, guys. This is why the conservative, get rid of the conservative thing doesn't fit. This is why it doesn't fit. Because it's about whittling down your choices so that they can raise the prices to bigger, more than before they even rolled into town. And you don't have a choice at that point. If you want spaghetti sauce, instead of picking from 30, you're going to pick from 10, and you're going to pay more than you did before. Why? Money. Money, money, money. Because they can make more. They can make more money off of fewer choices. Less marketing, less choice equals more control. And if you're controlled, then you want spaghetti sauce. Well, that's what you're going to pay. Well, where else are you going to go get it? It's not like you're going to order cases of spaghetti sauce on Amazon. Well, where are you going to get it? Here it is. So they funnel it down so that they can increase their profits and have far better logistics. I mean, why would I want to deal with, if you're a giant box store, why would you want to deal with 30 different manufacturers or producers or companies when you can deal with 5 or 10? You make more money and you have to deal with less people. Are you picking up what I'm putting down, people? Are you getting this? Hey, Deb or DB from Ireland. Hey. So my thought is that it's the same dang thing with YouTube. Why would they be doing this if it's not a conservative thing? It's not just because here's the thought is that they can actually control the message. True. But they can also deal with the message better unless they're dealing with 20 million content creators. They're only dealing with 5 or 7. You know what I'm saying? And it's better for them, air quotes, better for them because they can maximize their profits. They're willing to take the hit on the big side because they know that once they whittle everybody down, and now you're only dealing with 5 million instead of 20 million, producers, content creators. Now they can slowly edge the price up. And here's a proof positive of that, ladies and gents. Remember when it was completely free, and then they started doing ads. And then they started charging for this and that. And, but you can get it ad-free if you'd like. Think about the Netflix model. It's the same thing. They offer it super cheap. So you get in there, you get hooked. Think of it, it's like an illicit drug dealer. Oh, the first one's free. You know where to come when you get it, when you need it, right? So they offer it super cheap. Remember the Netflix things and online streaming? Oh, it's $9 a month. Oh, this is great. I can watch any video I want. Any video I want for $9 a month. This is great. And then all of a sudden, wait a minute, I can't watch, I wanted to watch Rambo. Well, that's $9. What do you mean it's $9? Okay, well, I want to watch Goonies. No, $5. And then they started nickeling, diming you. And now all of a sudden you're back up to where you were before or more. You see what I'm saying, guys? What I see happening with this channel purge is not necessarily a conservative, liberal, political, even biblical thing. I mean, I think it's straight up money that they, I mean, do I think that there is an element to that they really don't like certain things that the powers that be, so to speak, don't like certain topics being talked about? Yeah, absolutely. Tell you what, you guys know about my arthritis, ching, 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 and I use Moringa, the plant, Moringa, and I can do this because I use that. Well, guess what? Those things are taking a hit big time because why? If you live in a hot climate, you can grow it yourself and you don't have to go buy a pill from Big Pharma. Wait a minute. We don't like those videos. Yeah. There is an element of let's control the message, but think about it. Why, if it's not conservative, not this, not that, not that, it's just, I think they're basically whittling everybody down to, here is the message. Here's what you're going to consume. You're going to watch cat videos and you're going to be happy. Shut up and take it. You're going to own nothing and be happy. Ooh, that's a different message. Shut up and take it. Oh, you're going to watch, crazy, stupid things that don't matter and keep you distracted from real life and what's going on. That's because why? They can make more money. They can make more money. They can sell more cars. They can get more ad revenue. And ladies and gents, so here's the question, because I really don't like just saying, hey, I had this thought. I think this is how they're doing it. I think this is part of the problem. And then not actually coming up with anything that's a solution. Well, here's my solution is for those of you who are content creators, me, hey, us. If you make videos for YouTube and you're going, well, how do we push back? Here's my process for you and my thought. Stop thinking of YouTube as a way to make $500 a month or $200 a month or more. If you're like a big channel like Doug and Stacy, tens of thousands of dollars a month. A lot more. If you're like that, you're going to have to stop thinking of it like that's your ad revenue, and you need to just do your message that you want to share with people. And if you're going to have to make money on it, like let's say that that's your business. Like it's not our business. I have to do video editing and all kinds of things on the side. I mean, it's just nice when you get a paycheck for your work. I mean, you guys want to get a paycheck for your work. You go to work, you want a paycheck. Well, if I spend, hours making a video, sure would be nice to make $20. You know what I mean? But if you're a big channel, you got to think, okay, my message, I got to put my message out there. Yes. But you got to stop thinking like the paycheck is YouTube, because the paycheck is not YouTube anymore unless you're in one of the chosen few. But you need to think, well, how can I just help people with what I'm doing? And then if companies want to come alongside me and they say, well, I like your message, and you can help them and they can help you, that's what you do. I mean, every once in a while, you guys see what we do. Every once in a while, we'll make a video on something that like some company said, hey, do you mind putting this out in front of your people? And 95% of the time we just say no, because most of the time it's just garbage and we just don't like it and it doesn't fit you guys. We've got one coming up, for example, this is crazy, an actual at-home ultrasound machine for animals. That's perfect for us. We're like, yeah, that'd be cool. We'll test it out. If it's garbage, be warned. We're going to tell people. Oh, and they keep trying to twist my arm, by the way, because they're not from here, if you know what I mean. But they keep trying to twist my arm and saying, hey, we'd really like to see that video before it's done. And I said, no, that's not the deal. If it's garbage, I'm telling people. So that said, guys, that's where we're at is, I think that this is a funneling down. It's the big box store method. So consider it and do me a favor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Make sure the bell is dinged, or otherwise there's no even chance that you're going to see the videos. And why is this valuable to you? You're the viewer. You're watching this happen. Well, if you don't want YouTube, your world, to get rid of horse things and fringe cooking things that you really like, if you don't want just the mainstream and cat videos, and you don't want, if you want to see homesteading videos, if you want to see family-friendly content, you're going to have to hammer that. You're going to have to make sure you go through your subscriptions and find the ones you like, and then make sure you're liked, subscribed, bells dinged, and then make a comment on these videos. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, because then they can't ignore you. If all of a sudden it's like tons and tons of people are saying, no, I really want this content, well, then they can't erase it. That's it. I truly, truly hope that you guys, vote with your values. And what do you mean by that, Brad? Vote with your values. I mean, if there's a content creator out there, Dee's Garden Adventures. I don't know Dee's Garden Adventures, except I see your comments from time to time, and thank you very much. But this comment is, my channel is super small. It's hard to stay motivated and to make videos. And yes, this is a shameless plug for Dee's Garden Adventures, who did not ask for the plug. Why am I doing this? Because if you want to see stuff about garden adventures, then you're going to have to get active and proactive in making sure you go there, click, at least say hi, do the thumbs up. There's a guy's channel that I've been watching for years, and we used to be closer friends, and we just don't talk very much now. I don't know. I still like him. And that's BC Truck. I saw a video of BC Trucks this morning, and you know what? Instead of just watching the few minutes and then moving on, make sure you hit the like. Make sure you thumbs up. Make sure you make a comment. Even if it's just hi, because that changes things and it makes them not ignore it. So Dee's at Garden Adventures, you know what? I hope that you get a ton of subscribers from this. Folks, you know what? Do a sneak subscribe. Do it like, here, I'm going to the channel myself right now because I can do that. It's kind of crazy. I'm subscribing and I'm hitting the bell. She has a video, or he, whoever, I don't know, because I've never been here yet. Never ending rain, #rain. Snack time. Oh, nice. Snack time. There's a frog there. Frog time in greenhouse. Do that. If that's your vibe, if that's what you guys think, if you wanted, then make sure you're supporting those people. Okay? Hugs and kisses, honestly, guys. Have a blessed day. Hang in there, be strong, vote with your values. Do so. I'm going to go because I got a phone call that it's actually something that's really cool. It's a company that makes natural products. And you know what? I didn't take the call because I'd rather be talking with you. Why? Because building community is what's important, and they can wait 10 minutes. All right, you guys have an awesome and blessed day. See you guys later. Bye.
Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, this is the first commandment, with the promise that it may go well with you, and that you might live long in the land. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Bondservants, obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, with a sincere heart as you would Christ, not by the way of eye service as people pleasers, but as bondservants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart. Rendering same to them and stop your threatening, knowing that he who is both their master and yours is in heaven, and that there is no partiality with him. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore take up the whole armor.
Hey, you guys, hold on. I see that 73 of you are still going and watching, and that's cool. And I was reading some of your comments, so that's why I'm jumping back on. I'm going to say goodbye, I promise. However, since there were still 73 of you watching, I want to say something. If normally it's kind of, it's like in bad taste to shout out your own channel if you don't have permission to do that. It's like going into somebody else's business and holding up a sign for your own business saying, hey, watch me, look at me, come buy my stuff in somebody else's business. It's kind of rude and gross. And normally you don't do that. However, you know what? I'm not interested in get for us. Oh, we got to watch out. There's so many YouTube people that watch videos that some of you guys are going to like our channel and some of you are not. And that's okay. It's really okay. I want to build community. And you know what? Maybe Moni is a friend of mine. She is. And that's great. She may hate certain videos. Like, I don't like the doom and gloom videos, guys. Please, 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 for the love of all things holy, stop watching the doom and gloom videos. It's not good for you. But all that to say, different people are wired different ways. And since there are 73 of you still watching, shout out. I'm going to turn the music back on, but then I'm going to have to go here in like 5 minutes. Shout out what channels you watch. Shameless Plug City, Dee's Garden Adventure. If you want to plug your own channel, plug your own channel. Who are you watching? Hey, Linda I'm sorry. I'm not really good at French sounding things, even though my last name is Frenchish, even though I'm mostly German. Linda Lemieux. Is it Lemieux? Shout out who you like. Hey, Moni, what channels are you liking? Antonio, what do you like? There you go. Here's some music, and I'll shut this off in just a minute. Get your shout out in. Bye.
Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, this is the first commandment, with the promise that it may go well with you, and that you might live long in the land. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Bondservants, obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, with a sincere heart as you would Christ, not by the way of eye service as people pleasers, but as bondservants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart, rendering service with a good will as to the Lord, and not to man, knowing that whatever good anyone does, this he will receive back from the Lord, whether he is a bondservant or is free. equality with him. Finally be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand firm, stand therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth. And having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and as shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace in all circumstances. Take up the shield of faith with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying at all times in the Spirit with all prayer and supplication. To that end keep alert with all perseverance, making supplication for all the saints, and also for me, that words may be given to me in opening my mouth boldly to proclaim the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains, that I may declare it boldly as I ought to speak, so that you may also know how I am and what I am doing. Tychicus, the beloved brother and faithful minister in the Lord, will tell you everything. I have sent him here to you for this very purpose, that you may know how we are, and that he may encourage your hearts. Peace be to the brothers, and love with faith, from God the Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Grace be with all who love our Lord Jesus Christ, with love incorruptible. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father